I'm here. I'm live. I think the audio is working. Whenever you pop in, let me know if the audio is working. That shit wasn't working when I was going recording shit by myself. I think it's working at this moment. I just came on here. This ain't real like podcast type of shit. I came on here to talk about the Kanye West situation, the Drink Champ situation, the NORE situation, everything going on with that. So that's pretty much what this episode is going to be centered around. George Floyd conversation, Jewish media conversation. Is Kanye wrong? Is he right? I don't know. Y'all let me know. So I do want to react to this video first. Hopefully this shit don't get took down while I'm reacting to it. But it just sickens my soul when I see media people having to apologize for the actions of somebody else on their platform, especially when they didn't do nothing wrong. Because yeah, Kanye said a lot of shit, right? Kanye said George Floyd didn't die the way he supposedly died. He had the fentanyl in his system, right? He said that after he watched the Candace Owens documentary. And I also watched the Candace Owens documentary as well. So I got a little tidbit about that. He said the knee wasn't even on the neck. It was more like on the lower back, or I mean the upper back, maybe the shoulder. But he said a lot of things, right? And that's where I see a lot of backlash going towards Drink Champs, where we see social media people on social media, like I said, very small minority, but a very loud minority calling to cancel Drink Champs for even allowing Kanye to say these things on their platform. So they want to control what people are allowed to come on your platform and say, and what you're allowing them to say, whether you push back or not. Because in the interview, not overly aggressively, DJ EFN, NORE, they pushed back on some shit that Kanye was saying. Not overtly crazy, because maybe they don't have all the knowledge on everything that Kanye's talking about. So maybe they don't want to look stupid to say some shit and Kanye be like, well, no, actually, this is what's going on. This was happening. So you don't see an overwhelming pushback in that manner. They want them to be on some like intellectual, destroy every argument he has, whether it's about Jewish people or this or that. That's what they want them to do. That's not what the fuck the Drink Champs do. And maybe Kanye knew that. He knew when he went to Drink Champs, they weren't going to do like Tucker Carlson, chop the shit up, put it how they want it, fit it for primetime TV. Maybe he knew they weren't going to do it on some Good Morning America shit, chop it up, do it. He knew when he went to Drink Champs, he was going to get all his shit off. He tried to go to the shop, they shut the shit down. You ain't talking about Jewish people, you ain't talking about Jewish shit. Get the fuck out of our studios, you're done. And he knew when he went to Drink Champs, it'd be all good. So I just want to watch this video because it just be sad to me. I just hate seeing NORE got to come out and he did it. He went on the Breakfast Club and apologized. He went on Hot 97 and apologized. And then it make you wonder and it make you think, hey, look, a guy say some shit about some people, now motherfuckers gotta come out and apologize on every goddamn major black platform that there is. Now, maybe it's more the George Floyd thing than the Jewish thing. I don't know what really made him want to come out and do this apology tour right after it came out. Because when you're listening to him talk, I feel like you got to know when you're a fucking interviewer. When I hear him say George Floyd didn't really die from whatever, he had a high fentanyl dose, and it's a scam, this is a scam, Black Lives Matter is this, Jewish media wants to take my voice away. If I hear him say, I know social media, they're going to go crazy with that. They're going to run wild with that. I know that. But, you get the backlash. I get it. Money, maybe brands are kicking you back, whatever. So let's just react to this shit real quick.
According to the press release. So that brings us to our friend NORE, who's with us right now. NORE and EFN decided to have Kanye back on Drink Champs. And I guess I'll start here, NORE. What was the logic for you guys in giving him the platform to come on and talk with you?
Well, the logic was the same way you guys are giving me the platform. I think you guys have love for me. You guys have respect for me. And you guys think that I should.
And I'm not watching this whole fucking thing. I'm watching
there wouldn't be no Drink Champs if it wasn't for me coming to this very show and viewing my expressions. You know what I'm saying? I remember I came up with the idea to do Drink Champs after Prodigy wrote his book. And Prodigy wrote his book, and I had to have a rebuttal because obviously I was in the book. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. And I would come up to this show, I would come up to the other show, and I started to realize that, you know what, I should have my own show. So this started from there. Now with Ye, I have a relationship with Ye. When he was going through a lot of the things that he was going through, he would call me and he would actually listen to me and take my advice. So I felt I could control the situation. I felt that I could control the interview, and I've learned early on that I didn't. Like, as a black man, I feel like I failed. As a human, I feel like I failed. But as a journalist, I succeeded because as a journalist,
I don't understand why he thinks he failed. Like, I see Lydia saying, they shouldn't be canceled, but I do think they should have edited some parts out, like the George Floyd part. Let me say this. Because me and my wife were talking. Because like I said, I watched the little Candace Owens documentary about the thing, and I didn't really like it. Because the way that she did it was she tried to villainize George Floyd. She tried to make somebody like George Floyd was this disgusting, nasty human being who should have no sympathy, no remorse. Yeah, what happened to him happened. Maybe there should be justice done. But the way she set up the thing was, hey, let's make George Floyd look a certain type of way. And then she said, oh, well, we never got the police outside. And then she brings on a bunch of, like, his old sergeant, his white old man, and his white lady who was a sergeant who worked with him, too. They're showing pictures. Derek Chauvin smiling. He's happy. Like, she's trying to dehumanize you and humanize this guy. That's essentially what I got from the documentary. I thought it was just about the Black Lives Matter organization. I know it was like an assault on George Floyd as a person. But there is still certain facts of the case that are presented that a lot of people don't know. George Floyd did die, not saying he died because of this, but he did die with a lethal amount of fentanyl in his system. Now, he's a big guy, so it may be different than the level that, maybe somebody else might take and they might die, because they show the diagram on the thing. The overdose limit typically is like 3, whatever NG is, was that nickel grams or whatever. Usually overdose on 3. George Floyd, when they got him when he's dead, he was on 11. So he was on like another level. But like I said, he's 6'7", maybe 300, maybe even 400, who knows, pounds. So it's like alcohol. It's fucking different, right? That could have been a contributing factor to him dying. But also having your heart racing. I seen the autopsy, he had an enlarged heart. That fuck with you too. He could have died from those reasons, but it also has to do with you will hold me on my ground, fucking with my body. You got my body doing all kind of other shit it wouldn't have been doing if I wasn't under this type of duress. So who fucking knows? I don't know. I'm not God. I wasn't there. I don't know. It do look bad. Derek Chauvin on his neck. George Floyd clearly looked passed out. My thing with that is police, all that type of shit, you shouldn't be sitting on motherfucking neck. Shouldn't be sitting on his back. 3 motherfuckers should be on your back when you got handcuffs on. At some point, and then I'm saying I can't breathe, there's no humanization there. Get the fuck off. Because, like I said, whether he got asphyxiated by Derek Chauvin with the knee on his neck, and that's why he died because they had no oxygen to the brain, or y'all put too much pressure on my body while I do have drugs in my system, and that overrid me. Regardless, it's all fucked up. That's what I'm saying. Now, Kanye, he don't know how to fucking articulate shit like that. And then also people are already turning off Kanye because it's fucking Kanye. They say, fuck him, whatever. But I don't see why NORE got to apologize for that. Because people could go do their own research and really look into it. You can read the autopsy. Like, the autopsy is there. You read everything they said. You can hear the guy on the stand say, hey, now, George Floyd, the medical examiner of this place did say, hey, you have a high level of fentanyl in the system when he died. Now, is that the factor of why he died? In my personal opinion, my professional opinion, I don't think that was. Maybe it was a contributing factor. If he would have went at home by himself, had no trauma, and he would have died, then there would have been that. Right? So that could have happened. The autopsy revealed that he had lack of oxygen. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, news motherfuckers, they be cut shit up. They putting the wrong shit on certain shit. I'm not saying that's not true. But that's not what I saw. They said something like a heart. There's too much going on, with his body, stress, and also, the pressure that they was putting on his body. That's what I saw. Maybe they say it. Okay, I see it. On May 29th, the county was told the autopsy of George Floyd revealed no. See, this is shit I see. I just want to let everybody read what I see. So this is from Scientific America. I don't know, like reputable. I don't fucking know. So on September 29th, the country was told the autopsy of George Floyd revealed no physical finding that support diagnosis of traumatic asphyxiation, which is traumatically cutting off your thing, and the potential intoxicants and pre-existing cardiovascular disease likely contributed to his death. So they're saying it wasn't asphyxiation; it was likely that it was potential intoxicants and pre-existing cardiovascular disease likely contributing to his death. But in turn, still, like I'm saying, a person that has a fucked up heart and you're putting your body weight, grown-ass man, and 3 others on your body could still lead to your cardiovascular system over-stimulating and dying. So that's not to say that they didn't have any, cause of his death at all. But that's what I saw. I don't know. Like I said, let me read it one more time. On May 29th, the country was told the autopsy of George Floyd revealed no physical findings that support a diagnosis of traumatic asphyxiation, which is, cutting off the oxygen, and that potential intoxicants pre-existing cardiovascular disease like contributed to death. This requires clarification. Oh, no, maybe I'm not. Let me read the whole fucking thing before I sound like a dumbass. This requires clarification. These phrases often quoted in media reports did not come from a physician, but were taken from the criminal charge complaint against Chauvin, which utilized politicalization, interpretation of medical information. As doctors, we wish to highlight okay, this is some doctor shit. Let me step the fuck back. Let me step the fuck back and read. As doctor, we wish to highlight to the public that this framing of the circumstances surrounding Floyd's death was at best a misrepresentation and at worst a deliberate, see, look, I got to read the whole thing, obfuscation. A timeline of events illustrates how a series of omissions and commissions regarding Floyd's initial autopsy results deceptively fractured the truth. On May 28th, the statement released by the Hepburn County Medical Examiner's Office reported ongoing investigation and acknowledgement for the forensic pathologist that an autopsy must be interpreted in the context of the pertinent investigative information. As per standardized medical examination, Floyd's underlying health conditions and toxicology screen were documented during the autopsy. These are ordinary findings that do not suggest causation of death. The May 29th criminal complaint against Chauvin and ensuing headlines falsely overstated the role of Floyd's coronary artery disease and hypertension, which increased the risk of stroke and heart attack over years, not minutes. Asphyxiation suffocation does not always demonstrate physical signs other physician groups know. So, I don't know. This shit's all over the place. See, like, let me from now on, my bad. Let me keep fucking reading. So without the important medical context, however, the public was left to reconcile manipulated medical language with the evidence they had personally witnessed. Ultimately, the charging document overstated and misrepresented the role of chronic medical conditions, inappropriately alluded to intoxicants, and failed to acknowledge the stark reality that but for the defendant's knee on Floyd's neck, he would not be dead today. So even when they're saying that, it's like they're not even giving like a clear. They're like, yeah, this is a part of it. That's not super clear, but his knee does have a part. I don't fucking know. He's dead. Rest in peace, George Floyd. I think, still a piece of shit for the fucking police. But don't get the fuck off people. But anyways, back to Kanye. Kanye says that Drink Champs gets canceled, or people are trying to cancel Drink Champs. They're going to put out another episode next week, somebody else. Put the next episode out with somebody else. People are going to forget all about this. This is Kanye in people's eyes self-sabotaging himself. And I want to ask y'all, do y'all think these moments that are happening, right? The Jewish thing, the George Floyd thing, are these moments that will eventually break? Is Kanye at this point too far gone? Is he past the point of redemption, or will he do something that will make people want to, come back and love him again? Because it happens all the time. Slavery choice, hated him, destroyed him. Then he went on a fucking, stadium tour. Shit was packed out. He went on an album release tour in arenas. People were still going. They were still showing up. Celebrities in the industry were still showing up. Media was still covering it. After all that shit he did. So do you think that this is worse? So that's what I'm saying. So what I like to know what people consider worse. So him saying anything he said about George Floyd. Can I pull it? What did he say? Let me see. I want to see exactly what he said.
He felt like I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes.
That's what the lady said in the documentary.
He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama.
Okay, so those three, let's talk about those 3 points. Like I said, the fentanyl thing, you can't dispute you can't dispute that. The fentanyl was there. You cannot dispute that. That's a fact. Now, the way he said it, it makes it feel like I don't know, the way he said it sounds weird. They hit him with the fentanyl. It makes it sound like a hit or some shit like that. But even, if you look at the evidence, they found like a chewed up pill in the back of the police car, which had his DNA, which had levels. The guy was on drugs, but that doesn't mean the guy should be dead. We know plenty of people that are addicted to drugs. Addiction is a hard thing. Him and his girl, they got together through it's not AA. AA is for alcohol, but through they was addicted to drugs, because at one point they went to a doctor because they were on pain. They got hooked to those. Obviously, you can't keep getting painkillers. So then what do people do? They go, back this way. They go back to addiction, which is a horrible disease that people go through. The way that Candace Owens' documentary framed George Floyd was like, why is he a martyr? Why are they saying he's a good guy? I don't remember people in the media big at George Floyd to be this like fucking grandiose hero because of the life that he led or the life that he led on. Yeah, he did some bad shit in his life. But that all doesn't culminate to, he gets killed by the police. And then, you know what, he kind of has some bad things like fuck. Like that's that logic to be a stupid because nobody is making that point. Yeah, they had statues of the guy because the guy's death led to this massive movement. We're seeing the shit, we saw the shit at the time in 2020 all around the world. All around. Just think about that. 2 years before, or maybe, was it 2? I don't know how many years before. Colin Kaepernick was trying to take a knee. He was getting shit on by everybody. Big corporation wasn't backing up Colin Kaepernick. They weren't doing all this shit. George Floyd shit hit. I'm turning on Madden. Madden saying, we're sorry for black, like they just started up the game. We're sorry for Black Lives Matter, da-da-da. And in the end zone, they got end racism. They got this. Every game, you open the game, it's like, we're sorry for the black community, whatever. So his death did change a lot of shit. But that doesn't mean people are like, he was the greatest person in the fucking world. Because at the end of the day, that doesn't fucking matter. The guy got killed in the way that he got killed, and that's it. But, and then what else did Kanye just say? He said the fentanyl shit, which is just like irrevocably, you just see that that's a fact. Like I said, it doesn't diminish anything, but it is there. And the mama thing, that's some shit. Like I guess if that, I don't know when you saw this thing with George Floyd, if that pulled on your heartstrings, like he was dying, he was calling up for his mama. I mean, yeah, the lady in court who's his girlfriend does say he calls her mama, but just because if I call my wife mama, and I'm in a position where I'm dying, and I say, I want my mama, you don't really know who the fuck I'm asking for. You don't know if I'm asking for my girlfriend or my actual mama. Because even in Candace Owens' documentary, she tries she'll put something on the screen. Like, you know how people put words on the screen and you'll read it and then they'll show you something and they're trying to make these two things correlate, but they don't. So that's what she tried to do. Because in 2019, he got arrested. And she showed the video of him getting arrested in 2019. And he did the same thing. Like, the cops behind him back. He said, I want my mama. He said, my mama. And she tried to say, well, look, he's always asked for his mama. He's talking about his girlfriend. How you know he's fucking talking about his girlfriend? He might be talking about his regular mom. But, you know, that's what Kanye chose to pull from that documentary. I think the documentary kind of like a little hit piece. I see Lydia say the family's suing. I don't know if they're suing Kanye. They're suing. I don't know. They're suing Kanye. I think I seen they're suing Kanye. But you know,
mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, that fucked me up when I was watching the documentary.
And he goes on to talk about Virgil. He looks at George Floyd. He's like, "Oh, that's Virgil. Louis Vuitton killed Virgil. We don't know if he really had kids." Some shit he was saying. So Kanye, I think the thing with Kanye is Kanye is one of those people. When he talks, like musically, he's real knowledgeable. When you watch an interview, they talk about music shit. He has a good memory. He has a good memory. When people tell him shit, I feel like he memorizes and he like, you know, he locks it in. But he doesn't do the next step research on it. Like he just watched all that shit and took it as gospel. Oh, Candace said this. Oh shit, she made the documentary look good. There's plenty of documentaries that are out there that have information that could look one-sided, but when you go read some other shit, it's completely different. So I think Kanye, first of all, has to stop doing that. As soon as he sees something, he like immediately regret. And I feel like everybody in general, I do that sometimes too. Y'all see what the fuck I just did? I just read this shit. I'm like, let me read the whole fucking thing. Let me relax. He'll just see something and he'll just spit it out without doing any further research into it because he liked Candace. He thinks she's a smart woman. Why would she lie? Boom, look, this is a scam. So Boosie has been on. Boosie to me has been the only celebrity that I've seen recently that's like really been on Kanye's head. A lot of people have made mention. They maybe said this. Meek Mill brought up the old shit, but Boosie's been like on Kanye from the get go. So Boosie said, trying to shit on George Floyd and fuck up his glory. Shaking my head. Really? I think you on fentanyl. I mean, I don't think to be honest, Boosie probably didn't read it because, like I said, it's not the fact that he should have died from it, but there is still the fact that George Floyd was on high level of fentanyl. That's not a lie, not something made up. That is what it is. But, you know, people hear that, they get a little emotional behind that. So then he said, Kanye, the hatred you have for blacks is sad, and they still support your coon ass. First, slavery was a choice. Then it was Rosa Parks didn't free. He said Rosa Parks didn't free no slaves, something like that. Then he said the White Lives Matter shirt, and then now George Floyd. And it's sad that blacks with a platform ain't telling you shit for attacking our race like you do. Well, I am. You sick, for real, for real. Now, If that's how Boosie feels, that's how he feels, you know? Kanye is one man, one voice. Let me ask y'all this question. If you're watching live, if you're watching on a replay, let me ask you this question. In 2022, how many people genuinely do y'all think, with Kanye's words about these political, just worldview issues, is Kanye West actually influencing? Or do you think most people just like Kanye just doing Kanye? He believe whatever the fuck, but I don't believe that mother. I don't believe in shit he's saying. Or do y'all really think Kanye West is influencing a generation of people? I personally don't think so. Now, obviously, there's gonna be a couple fucking super stands. Like, I'm not saying he's not influencing anybody. There's gonna be fucking people that just like take everything that says gospel and Kanye's the fucking greatest. I'm not an idiot. But on a mass scale, I just tend not to believe that. Not in 2022. Maybe back in the day, but after antic after antic after antic after antic, he has influence. But I'm talking about the influence of my mind. Do you think Kanye influenced people's minds as far as like worldview, thoughts? Y'all think so? Because like I said, I can see like fashion, music, shit like that. But like my worldview, how I feel and how I think about people. And not even my personal circle. I just 6.6. Well, that's money. Okay, you're talking about money, but I'm talking about like, I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like if you went like if I went and interviewed 100 people in the street, like, hey, you heard Kanye say this. What do you think about this? I don't think they're like, oh, Kanye, yes, he got me thinking about the Jews and this, because the things he's saying about, even thinking about Jewish people, people been saying forever, especially when it pertains to the music industry. When it pertains to the music industry, people say that forever, that they run the music industry. Now, you want to get into the world, running the world and running the banks and I don't know about all that shit. I don't know. Me and Bryce talked about that the other day. I don't know about this shit. I know they are a very, well-connected group and they do what they got to do for their people, but that's how I think everybody should be. But regardless, I don't know about the world shit. But in the music industry, you know. So y'all think under 24-year-olds. Okay. I just don't think that. I feel like you see somebody and you're just like, maybe, like I said, I could be just speaking for me. I don't fucking know. It just feels like it's antics. You see it like, oh, that's just antics. He don't even believe the shit he's saying. He's just saying shit. That's how I look at Kanye. He just be saying shit for his own moment, for his own motive, I don't even think he believes the shit he be saying. Like, he talking about all the Jewish people, right? He talking about Jared Kushner. He talking about Scooter Braun. He talking about Marvin Azov. He talking about all these like high level people. But in reality, he just wants them to love him. That's all he wants. He just feel like the Jewish people don't love him. He don't give a fuck about saving the black people and all that shit. He just want them people to allow him into what he feels their elite circle. And then he gonna be gone. He ain't gonna reach, like, Kanye not gonna reach back and pull the motherfuckers out the mud. Like, I just don't believe that shit. I feel like what Kanye speaks is typically to get people to make noise, but when he gets what he wants, he's kind of like, all right, he shut the door. All right, y'all shut the fuck up now. I'm where I want to be. I'm in the position I want now. Y'all shut the fuck up. Just buy my shoes. Leave these fucking people alone. But while I'm trying to impress on these people, I'll use y'all to get me in the door. That's how I feel about Kanye West. But even with that, right? Because I just wanted to look into it. I want to look into like this Jewish people in the music industry, because he said, oh, they run music, they do all this thing. And this is what I like to talk about, like factual. He doesn't really have $6.6 billion. Let's just, and then now with the Gap deal gone, most of that was the Gap deal, so he doesn't have that anymore. So his net worth is probably more around 1.8, maybe 2 billion now. I'm trying to let me make this thing smaller real quick, because I can't really see what y'all saying on the side. Okay, boom, here we go. Why can I see this shit? Okay, here we go. The guy 6.6 billion and kept talking Jay-Z and Beyonce, but I mean, they're like Jay-Z, Beyonce, like they're like, I don't know, like he's worth 6.6 billion, but that's in deals. That's not an actual like liquid money. That's what they're not liquidly have that much money. Now, he does make a lot of money. If you look at the thing, he's making from royalties from Adidas, he's making like $150, $180 million a year. That's a lot of money. I'm not disputing that, but like he's worth $6.6 billion. But it's like, all right, once they take the Gap deal away, that goes down. Like I said, the Gap deal is worth like $4 or $5 billion from what Forbes said. The Adidas deal is worth like 1 point something. So if you lose the Adidas deal, then he's not a billionaire no more. That just goes away. Like I said, that's not liquid. That's all like, hey, you're a percentage of this, and that's what it is. Once this deal goes away, your net worth goes down. That's why it's dangerous, because the response I'm seeing is kind of sad and crazy. Okay, let me ask you this, Lydia. Because I'm not seeing I'm not seeing like a response to Kanye West in a good way. What response are you seeing that makes you feel kind of sad and crazy? Like, what are you seeing? Because like I said, maybe we have two different like social media followings. Yeah, I said like him and Diddy's supposed to buy a bank. I mean, they could do that. They could start a bank. I mean, if Killer Mike, who's probably not on the economic status of a Kanye and Diddy, then yeah, I'm sure that if Killer Mike could do it, they could do it. Oh, you talking about the comments? Oh, people are like saying like, are people in the comments, are they like in favor of Kanye? Are they like behind Kanye? They're like saying, yeah, you're right. They are taking over. Like, what are they saying? Let me see. They probably don't fuck with Kanye on Shade Room, but I see. There's probably more academics fans that are probably like, yeah, you're right. Yay. Like go into the drink champs. Oh, go to the interview? Okay, let me see. Drink champs. Oh, you know what? Let me go in here.
I watched the George Floyd
All right, shut up. All right, drink champs. Boom. Let me go.
Drake is the greatest rapper.
I gotta do a fucking his mom or her.
Very
Welcome
deep.
to Drink Champs 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Be honest.
I gotta be honest. So, but when you wear the White Lives Matter shirt, it kind of takes away from everything from black people. Because what it is like the same way you wore the
Confederate
flag. And we're like, damn. And I know you. I love you. I fuck with you. You my brother. So I take this. And I'm a real nigga. And I'm a real nigga in the streets every day. But even me, I question, like, why would you try to... Like, even when you said, you know, George Floyd, and you said, George Floyd, like, and you said, I could prove that somebody wasn't on his neck. We don't even care about that, yeah.
Because we don't care.
But let me finish. We black people, we Black Panthers, we fucking the people that you gotta fuck with. We fucked with you when it was time for you to say that it's to fuck with you. We want to continue to follow you. We do.
That's the problem too. You gotta stop making motherfuckers the idols. So don't tell him that we want to follow you. No, I just want to listen to your fucking music. I just want you to make good music. I don't want to follow Kanye to the depths of the world. I don't want to do nothing. I get it. I get it. He's powerful. He's successful. Whatever the fuck. But that ain't a motherfucker you should be trying to follow. Like you shouldn't be idolizing Kanye. It's so many other people. If you want to idolize rich black people, it's so many people that don't get talked about. They're doing now they're not billionaires because they're doing like like Kanye's a billionaire off of brand recognition, right? Same reason like Kylie Jenner is a billionaire. It's all brand. Like I'm a brand. I make something. I sell it. It's not like that's not like a legitimate business. Like that's an easier way to get to the billion. But I'm talking about like there's guys that are worth 300 million, 400 million. Do y'all know who the richest real estate developer is? Don Peoples. Most people don't even know who the fuck that is. Big real estate developer in New York. He's worth like 800 million. But people don't know about these fucking people. And I'm not even saying you got to follow those people, idolize those people. But I'm just saying like I don't know the way we're trying. You know, we idolize. It's like all right. It just I don't know.
You are yay. But when the white lives matter, we know white lives matter. We know that. But Black Lives Matter when we are getting killed every fucking single day. We have to notice that.
But since that happened, we haven't got killed less. We got killed more. We broke more shit up. You gotta understand, it's like what I'm doing is tight jeans. If you think about a Meek Mill's outfit and you picture him, you're gonna picture him in some tight jeans. But the same mentality would have been Beanie telling me and Pharrell to come out the closet because we was wearing tight jeans back in the days.
Yeah.
And then I got on tape, I say, yo, don't try me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Sephora shit, and now me and Beanie, we good. Like, everybody know I'm Michael. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no one, like, no one. You know what I'm saying?
But
so
guess what? I agree.
It's like,
I agree.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Can you talk? Can you let me talk?
Yeah.
But I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. But we really getting killed out here, yeah? Yeah, listen. We're really getting killed out here. Our little brothers, God bless our children.
The T-shirt's
Listen,
not gonna change it.
You have children named NORE, Chicago. Imagine NORE in Chicago comes to you and says, yo, they call me a nigga. And then NORE says to you, well, why they call me a nigga? And they say, because they said black lives didn't matter.
No. White lives matter doesn't mean that black lives don't matter.
Yes.
Right, that's the thing. That's the conversation. That's the conversation.
That's what we need you to say, yeah?
That's the conversation.
All right. Now we're talking. That's what we need to say. Because you know why? Let me tell you why. And I did see Candace always shit. And when she says Black Lives Matter organization,
separated from the organization.
But let's just be clear. That's like saying,
the Catholic Church don't love Jesus or something. The Catholic Church did shit bad. Niggas did something bad.
Wu-Tang.
I think that's a good example for like Black Lives Matter organization. Because I always hate when people do it. They take the organization and then they fucking try to paint it with like the actual message and meaning, like what Nore's talking about, the message, the meaning, and everything behind it. The people in the streets who feel that shit. I hate when they try to diminish the whole thing because of organization. It's like saying, hey, the Catholic Church, they been touching on them goddamn kids. They been doing everything under the sun. So everybody who's a Catholic, you a piece of shit. That's what they did. No. We can talk about the Catholic, like the church, right? We can talk about all the fucked up thing. But like your little Catholic neighbor down the street who believes in Catholicism, she's not a piece of shit. They're the piece of shit up there. That's why I look at.
But let me tell you something.
Black Lives Matter, the hashtag and the movement.
It's for the children.
Some motherfuckers making money off
it.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
It's for the children. Come on,
Anyway, but the point of this was to look at the comments because Lydia said there's looking sad in the comments. So I said, next time NORE, give him a real tough love criticism. Don't pander to him because of who he is. Real friends need to be held accountable. And right, he needs that more than ever. Nah, you didn't say shit that corrected him about George Floyd. We do care. The officer knee was on his neck. You're so afraid to be honest with him, so afraid to offend him. I feel like people are like, y'all laughed at giggles and didn't hold him accountable. So many yes men. You tried NORE, but instead of engaging, he started talking about some skinny jeans. Nope, all I saw was a lot of skating. No in-depth or critical thinking from NORE. He just pacified Kanye instead of proving him hard facts. Because, like I said, that's not the fucking show for that. NORE and Drink Champs, no disrespect to them, but he said in his thing, they're not political. That ain't. Maybe that's the reason they shouldn't have had a person like Kanye on the show. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe you should have, if Kanye was talking to some black people, but they don't have the same reach as, Kanye, maybe Charlamagne does on something, but he's not going to talk to Charlamagne. Maybe you should do a podcast with Joe Budden. Maybe Joe Budden will have some more in-depth things to tell him and push back on him with that type of show. Like I said, maybe a Charlamagne interview, not that one-on-one shit. Maybe do a Breakfast Club interview so where everybody has their own thoughts, their own opinions. And then bring on somebody who knows. Bring on an Angela Rye. Bring on whoever. I don't know. But that's what you need if you want to have a conversation like this with Kanye about these things. Because Drink Champs ain't the place where they're going to be like checking Kanye hard on the facts. Oh, well, actually this happened. Or no, actually that happened. So you basically get him in a platform to say George Floyd died of a drug overdose and now you're backtracking and making excuses. Y'all sugarcoat too much around him, so it's pointless to watch. It's just for views. I mean, he got 1.6 million views in the first, the first day. The first day. Now, I don't want to keep harping on this George Floyd shit. But that's how I feel about a lot of things. Like, I just want people to like actually have the correct like information about everything going on. Like I said, knowing that he was on fentanyl doesn't change the fact of, the feeling you can have about seeing a black man with a knee on his neck for 8.5 minutes and clearly seeing the black man with a knee on his neck unconscious, clearly telling these people he can't breathe, clearly no compassion for human life on any of their parts. That doesn't mean anything. But it's like people know everything that's going on with something. Like, don't just allow yourself to be fed anything you see on social media. Like, there's a million articles. Just look up everything. You just read everything. And you can kind of find, and like I said, everything ain't going to be perfect. Every story's not going to be 100% correct. People, when you see certain outlets, are going to have a certain skewed narrative perspective on way. But I'd rather that than people just don't know it all. Because like I said, if you're a person who's like, why would you say he had fentanyl? It's like, that's true. Right? That's true. But, is that the reason why he died? From what we're seeing, from what we just read, it looks like that's not it. So, what I was saying too about the Jewish thing, like Kanye get killed, like the Jewish thing, I'm not even like into the whole Jew thing, like Jews take over the world, do this. I'm not even into no shit like that because I think everybody's just elites, like in general. It's not like only Jewish elites. Like I just think the elites of any country, the elites of the world, which aren't only Jewish people, run shit, and it's not just them. But when you talk about like music industry, when he says that, it's not like fact. Like I said, once again, it's not factually untrue to say. Like you can look it up. Like I just looked it up. I said Jewish people like that run like media shit. Right? When he says these people run media. Now, the difference from what he's saying and what I'm saying is there are Jewish people that run music industry, but are the Jewish people as nefarious as Kanye West, makes them out to be? I don't know their intentions. So like Atlantic Records was founded by Herb Aberson, founded by a Jewish guy. Mercury Records, Dunhill, West Hollywood. Like I'm just gonna fucking scroll. Like this is all music shit. CEO of Universal Music Group, the biggest fucking UMG is the biggest thing. Founders of Republic Records, which owns Young Money and Cash Money, is Avery and Monty Littman, Jewish. Like they run music. Chairman of Sony Entertainment, CEO of Universal Music Group. Like he is not lying when he says these things, but I don't know about his intention behind it. That's what I just. Asylum Records, which is a new, I don't know if it's a new label. It's obviously been around for a while, but he just died. But I'm sure somebody, Rick Rubin, co-founder of Def Jam, like Leor Cohen, like Jewish people do run music. That isn't like something you can really dispute or deny. I think what his thing is, he's like, y'all are allowing our people you're profiting off our people pushing degeneracy in music. And it's okay to push that button. But you would never allow that to profit in your community. But are they to blame, or are the people who make the music and the consume the music? Like, who's to blame? If it's working and the people are willing to make music about it, and they've been making music about it for years. Jerry Wexler, former co-owner of Atlantic Records, coined the term rhythm and blues. It's like newspapers are publishing. Like, it's not a fucking. I'm fucking scrolling for years and days and these fucking people. And salute to them. Like I said, if you watch the Kanye interview, he pretty much is shitting on, not to say he's shitting on Jewish people. He's talking about Jewish people because he said he's jealous. He's jealous of the camaraderie. He's jealous of the way they're able to come together. He's jealous of the way they care about family. He's jealous of the way they care about, he's jealous of all these things. That's why he speaks about them in the way that he speaks about them. But to do that, you can talk about anybody, or like any other community like that. Like you bring up the Chinese. Like this thing, this is the one weird thing. And I get it. Because it's historically context brought back from how Hitler was able to make people do the things that they did to Jewish people, because he did say, hey, Germany, we're in a fucked up place because of them. They're greedy. They're doing this. They want to take, and that's how he was able to steamroll, Jewish people, 6 million people, rest in peace, Holocaust type shit. He was able to do that. And that's why when you hear Kanye say that, they feel that. And I get it. Like if I say some shit like China is taking over and they running shit, they taking all the ports in Africa, They're investing in Africa, hoping that motherfuckers default on their payments in Africa so they can take over Africa. They're doing the same thing in South America, getting closer and closer to the United States border. They're buying up a bunch of land in America. China is taking over. I won't get no fucking backlash. Because there's no historical, person that when you say those things about China, they end up putting them in internment camps and killing them. But also nobody's speaking about the Muslim and the Uyghurs in China and how they getting thrown in modern day, I don't want to say Holocaust type shit, but, modern day fucking internment camps in China. Like Disney literally shot Mulan in China, right? Or I think they shot scenes in China. First of all, they had to get approval from China to even put the film out. They had to watch everything. Oh no, you got this person kissing this person. Take that out. We won't do gay shit in China. And then also in the end credits, they thanked the internment camp, which is like right down the road. They got the Uyghurs in it. But it's like, yeah, what? Fuck it. It's just a fucking Chinese Muslims. We don't give a fuck. Fuck it. Whatever. Chinese Muslims, fuck it. Make Nike, make our shoes, make our phones, make our this, make our that. Because I'm not a person who's like gonna sit up here and be like, oh, I still fucking buy iPhones. I know I'm a piece of shit. I still got Nike shoes. I know I'm a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Consumerism at its finest. But my point is, you can say those things about China, but you can't say nothing about this group. And especially when you're not saying anything like, I'm trying to kill you way, it's just a little crazy to me. That's all. I think you should be able to speak about each group. I could talk shit about Saudi Arabia. I could talk shit about Muslim religion as a whole. Now I got to deal with the consequences from the Muslim community, but most people won't even like fucking bat an eye. Now the Muslim community, they could be on your ass, but as overall, like I'm not gonna get canceled. If a person go on TV and says about Muslim people, there's gonna be outrage, but they gonna get their fucking TV shows taken down and do all that shit. So, yeah, you gotta see this pits of power. They're playing a role in poisoning our youth minds, but it's the household that should be held accountable because you can filter what your kids are tune with. I agree with that, but I also disagree because think about, I don't know how old you are, DJ Vant, but just think about you as a kid, and I'm talking about just because maybe as children, adolescents, you can do that, right? But when you send your kid off to school, you're now competing with, when you go to, I saw this one rich guy, he said, the reason I have money is because I don't want public schools to dictate how my child is raised. I want to send them to a private school that is in line with my values. That's what I forgot, it was Patrick Bet-David from Value Tape, he said that. When you send your 12-year-old off to public school, you could be at home praying with them before they go to school. Yes, Cindy, we love God, we love Jesus, whatever. When they go to school and they see what the cool shit is, and they see how the cool kids act, they see what the cool kids are into, and if your kid isn't strong-minded, we know most kids, they want to fit in, they want to have friends, they want to be popular. They might not be doing that shit at home, but they're going to be exposed to that shit at school, whether you like it or not, whether it's certain music, whether it's TikToking, whatever. And then they'll come home, they'll delete the shit off their phone, they'll do whatever, and then they'll be back to, oh, yes, mother, let's go pray before we go eat. They'll do all that shit with you, but out in public, they wildin'. And everybody can probably attest to how they was when they grew up. They might go home and be Susie fucking homemaker, but when they're at school, they wilding out. When they go out with their friends on the weekend, they wilding out. And when they come home, they, hey, let's go praise Jesus. So like you could try to mold your kids in the way that you want to, but that's what you got. You got to hope that what you instill in your kids at home, they instill those values while they're out and not around you. It's kind of like that saying when you in sports, it's like you need to, I don't know, I ain't been to fucking sports for so long, but it's kind of like how you act in front of the coach. Like say you lifting weights, right? And you know the coach watching you going crazy. You lifting fucking 3,000 pounds. You going crazy. You running the fast you can. Motherfuckers who do that when nobody's watching, that's what you want your kids to do. When your kids are with you and you got them praying and you got them being nice to people and they're very polite and they're well tidy and they're well kept and they have a good head on their shoulders and they speak eloquently and they do all these things you want them to do, you're hoping that when they go out in public, that's the same way they act when they're not with you. But a lot of times, that ain't how it is. And I think it comes with fear too. You got to be kind of scared of your parents. Like you don't like when I say scared, I mean like you're at home beating the shit out your kid, but kind of like I'm scared to act the way I see people act that I know my father, I know my mother would not like, because it's the fear of I don't want to disappoint. Your kids need to be scared of disappointing you. If your kids don't give a fuck about disappointing you, then they ain't gonna just do whatever. They ain't gonna get I disappointed my mom. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that bitch. My dad, fuck him. He's a piece of shit anyways. Like, but if your kids are scared to disappoint you because they know, hey, if I go to school and I act the ass, or if I'm a guy and I try to act like I'm this big tough guy and I'm from the street and I'm this, but then I'm going home to mommy and daddy and we're living in this house and daddy's driving a BMW, but I'm acting this certain way out in public, or I'm treating girls like shit in public. And I know damn well ain't the values my daddy instilled in me. And if he found this out, he'd be disappointed. Yes. Or if you got a daughter who's out there being a little bit fast, you know, if my daddy found out this, he'll be disappointed. So I feel like it's that fear of disappointment that kind of keeps your kids in line. And hopefully you can get that going. So I kind of went off on a tangent there, but I think we was kind of, talking about the kids, how the kids should be, how this should be, how that should be. But I mean, Kanye did also do this. I don't know what y'all think about this. Kanye bought Parler. If you don't know what Parler is a, I guess you could say it's conservative social media that's trying to, become something. I don't think any of these people who try these social medias, it's going to be pretty hard for them to really break through the mold, because most people already look at them as like right wing, where you get banned off Twitter. And it's like, if you're banned off Twitter, banned off YouTube, banned off Instagram, it's like, oh, you're probably just a cesspool of whatever, and you go to these places like Parler. I'm not saying that what it is, but people's perception of what these things are that. So, and also Parler, I believe, is also owned, or the CEO is Candace Owens' husband. So there's a lot of, hey, Kanye, my husband runs Parler. We're trying to make it big, free speech. Look what happened on Twitter. If you come in and buy it, maybe your influence, you can make it cool, and more people will want to come up. Like, it's more like it's a full circle thing with Candace Owens and Kanye West. So yeah, he was given the boot, both Instagram and Twitter. Oh, he got banned off Twitter too? After sharing even more controversial comments during the latest Drink Champs interview, 45-year-old's taking matters in his own hands, and now is in talks to make a pretty significant purchase that will grant him at least some of his online freedom back. On Monday, social media company Parler's parent company Parliament Technologies confirmed the recording artist in talks to make a groundbreaking purchase to their conservative platform within a few months. Like, that's not really a big flex. Like, Kanye buying Parler isn't like, that's not like Elon buying Twitter. It's like, when you buy Twitter, it's like, oh shit, you own like a massive voice in the conversation. Kanye West owning Parler is like, you own, like, it's like if I buy Starbucks and then you buy Finnemanese coffee down there. It's like, all right. That's kind of what those two parallels are in my mind. So I don't think so. Because it could be let me say this. Just Kanye West's name alone can drive traffic to Parler. Right? But I don't think it's going to drive enough traffic to become the new Twitter. Because it's more focused as like a Twitter. It's not like Instagram. It's like, tweet. It's like Trump with True Social. You would have thought that, because what you're speaking about, DJ Vam, is what Trump did. And let me ask you, is True Social a big deal? Is True Social overtaking Twitter? Do you think True Social will ever take over Twitter? I don't think so. And you could honestly say that Trump has way more influence than Kanye, right? What? I mean, she got 80 million. Like, let me ask you this. Who has more influence, Kanye or Trump? I just want to gauge of the chat. Everybody, if you watch it right now, motherfucker, I see 12 motherfuckers watch. If you watch it, just don't be scared. Comment. I just want to do a little poll. Who has more influence, Kanye or Donald Trump, over people? I just want to know. I think Trump, obviously, because I feel like Kanye is invoking emotion right now, but I feel like, Trump, Kanye, Trump, he invokes a different type of emotion. He invokes a different type of movement. Like, Kanye ain't having motherfuckers go down to the Capitol for him. He just not, it's not happening. Now, they'll come to a concert, and that's not to diminish Kanye as a leader or a black man or whatever the fuck he'll try to say. But, he's not Trump. He's just not at that level yet. Clearly he wants to be at that level. More polarizing. Because polarizing means you're like, it's like hate and love. Is Kanye more polarizing than, like, bro, when you say the name Trump, you only, like, when you say Kanye, you can get like a mixed reaction. And you like, I don't really agree with him. Fuck, I love his music. It's like, when you hear Trump, it's most likely you'll get two things. I hate that motherfucker, or I love. Like that's like when I think of polarizing, I think of that. I would say Trump is definitely more polarizing than Kanye. Definitely. But they're both in that same type of category though. They're both like, if there was levels, I would say like Trump is up here, Kanye's right here, but like they're still both very polarizing figures. But I say Trump has, because he's the fucking president. Like, he's the president. And I never paid, like, Trump being president forced you to look, like, see what the fuck's going on with politics. Like, I learned more about politics while Trump was the president, of just, like, watching shit and hearing what people were talking about and this and that, because I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. Even when Barack Obama won, I still didn't give a fuck. When I see people talk about liberal, conservative, I don't know. Bro, they may have taught that shit in school, but I didn't give a flying fuck. What dates did something happen? When this war happened? I was good at all that type of shit with dates and this, but when it came to vocabulary, I didn't fucking know because I didn't care. But when Trump was president, I feel like I got like a crash course in politics because that shit was just on in your face every day, all day. Trump this, Trump did that. Oh, this happened. Oh, Congress doing this. Oh, the Senate's doing this. Oh, we need to vote here. Oh, this is going on everywhere. But I think for the Drink Champ, Sid, Kanye shit, I just want to come here and talk about that shit real quick. I'm sure me and Bryce going to talk about it as well. So if you're here right now, you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Make sure you subscribe right now. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button. I'm about to get up out of here. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Like I said, subscribe if you're not subscribed. You watch it right now because I'm sure all 12 of you motherfuckers are not subscribed to this channel right now. So make sure you subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Central Time, me and Bryce. I'll talk about Lil Baby's album tomorrow. Because I feel like I'm talking about too much real world shit right now. Lil Baby and his album, that'll wait till tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. Watch the replay if you just got on. If you want to watch everything we talked about. I'll be back tomorrow. Salute to you.